Yo, what is up YouTube? It is your boy Bobby D, and I'm back again with another hot, juicy video. And as always, I'm joined by, as I said before, the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the hair guru himself, Steve Cook, here in Austin, Texas, to help me.
Thanks for having me back.
As always, Steve's always welcome here, always.
Thank you.
And as always, we're trying to, relate to y'all guys some hair-related content for you. And today, Steve, I get this question asked to me multiple times in person, through DMs, social media, etc. Do hair transplants hurt? And what I tell them, it's always, for me, I've had FUT procedures, the last two, and the only part after surgery that was painful for me was the back of the head, where they obviously took hair grafts out. And that's what I tell people, stay up in the front, it wasn't that bad. I didn't feel nothing, of course I'm on, pain medication and so forth, which helps. But what do you get from people who've had hair transplants? Do they say the same thing as I do, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's really about, I think, the kind of the lead up, or the anxiety or butterflies going into the surgery. You'll find the younger guys, especially the big guys like this guy, that get a little tight. They're some business owners that are in control all the time, entrepreneurs especially. They're always in control, they got everything going on, and now all of a sudden they're not in control. So why do I present it that way? It's because they get a little uptight, so you have to relax. You've done your homework, you've chosen the right clinic, the right doctor, you know what's gonna happen, and you've asked all these questions. You kind of have to take a deep breath and go with it. I use Dr. McGrath as an example for a lot of different reasons, because obviously watching these videos, I trust him, and I trust him with patients. And he's very well managed when it comes to medications, the sedation that's used and all that kind of stuff. And it's very, very, very comfortable. There's nothing really comfortable, with that being said, about kind of little stings like the dentist uses to numb your teeth. Although the better ones and the doctors that have been doing it a while, although I'm kind of afraid of needles, as like anybody, they kind of make it a little not too bad. And that's kind of how it's done. So in the back of the head has to be numbed. The front of the scalp, where the recipient area, has to be numbed. Once a block is used, so the first couple injections, it's really not that bad. The anticipation of that actually injected is what is worse, because that can create a little anxiety. But if you keep that calm, it's not a bad discomfort level at all. The day is really long because it's very labor intensive, but it's not in pain. You're not in pain. It's not a painful experience. You put it very well in regards to a strip procedure, an FUT. It'll feel tight back there. It'll feel like a superficial, I don't want to say paper cut, but it'll be not a deep tissue wound. It'll be more tight and just a little annoying. The medication, I try to avoid pain medication. I'm kind of a wimp, and my stomach can't handle pain medication. I've really never used it. I've used some extra strength Tylenol if you get a headache. But overall, it's fear of the unknown is probably worse than the actual procedure itself. What I like to talk to patients about is making sure that there's very low volume in that procedure, meaning that day you're having your surgery, at the most, maybe a second case is being done. Doctors that have done this for years and are really good at it have awesome staffs, and they can usually handle a large hair transplant surgery and a very small hair transplant surgery. As an example, just because I'm in Austin a lot, Dr. McGrath primarily does one a day. Every now and then he can sprinkle in a small case next to it. But if you end up going somewhere or choosing a doctor, I don't know of any that are real specialists that do 4 or 5 a day. The larger companies will do that. The businesses out there that do what I call gypsies, where they'll go into a city for a week, then they'll do like 5 days of like 5 surgeries and all that stuff. That's where my anxiety starts to hit the roof, or would start to hit the roof, because, is anyone checking on me lately? What's my pain level? Do I need a little bit more medicine? So I want more attention on me from everyone. And when you have the confidence that that's being done, if you're, maybe that lidocaine wore off a little bit and it's the end of the day, you get a little bit more. And that way you won't be in any kind of serious discomfort.
Okay. Yeah, I guess how I told people is, for me personally, the surgery wasn't bad. The whole procedure was, like I said, 7 or 8 hours. Wasn't bad at all. Of course, the medication helps, of course, but wasn't that bad. Just the next couple of days, I was, like I said, just the back of my head was hurting. But I would say after maybe the 5th or 6th day. I felt fine. Just wanted to go back to the gym and do my thing, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Until the stitches were out and everything. But it was a good procedure. Everybody up here at McGrath Medical was great to me. The nurses, Dodge, of course. Dr. McGrath did a great job, so can't complain. And so I hope that answers everyone's questions regarding that. And as always, if you like my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Me and Steve would appreciate it if you did. And I will see y'all next time.